So my next film is going to be 1996's The Nutty Professor, which is a remake of the 1963 film of the same name that starred Jerry Lewis, which is also an adaptation of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The Jerry Lewis one, they kind of had him looking kind of like, it was more about like facial features. Like he had like his teeth were protruding, he had the big glasses, the
he looked nutty,
bowl cut. And then of course when he takes the potion, he turns suave debonair. But in this version, this one, it set a completely different tone. For starters, you had the great Eddie Murphy in this, and this film actually kind of resurged his career. I mean, he never really fell off, but in the earlier 90s, he was catching a lot of flack.
He had a wave of non-hits
for the films that were coming out, and but this one, first and foremost, he changed the aesthetic, the way that the Professor Klump looked by making him like extremely overweight and all that stuff. And then his alter ego, Buddy Love, was then, the slimmed down version, completely different mental aspects, tonality and everything as a human, arrogant, confident, narcissistic. And then whereas Professor Klump was more subdued, subtle, compassionate, but insecure. You know what I mean? But the coolest thing about this film is Eddie Murphy played all of these different roles. Like he plays this, they bring in this family element, and he plays all of the family members except for young Hercules.
Yeah, that's a crazy scene.
That is great. Every time they are at a family dinner, it is hilarious just watching him play male roles, female roles, just all these different personalities and everything. And I mean, he is just having a ball with this. He really, really just showed his acting abilities in a way that I haven't seen before this film, by being able to just give us all this multitude of characters and everything. But then also you get these great these costume designs. The special effects were amazing, and we also get a Dave Chappelle experience. He is the young actor that makes fun of Professor Klump in the film, and that is a wild scene as well.
It is a little weird though, man. That's probably my only not like in changing him to the fat professor is like, bro, fat people took a lot of hits to make this thing, what it was. So
they did.
It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's like, oh,
they did. But in the 90s, there was body shaming wasn't a thing. I mean, in today's world, a film like this probably wouldn't be made due to.
But you even saw that when even going to the Shallow Hal and things like that were coming out. Like it was the wave where it was cool, like to do this kind of stuff.
And then like even Martin's Big Mama's House. I mean, people got they got their kicks off of putting on a fat suit. You know what I'm saying? And then portraying some portraying a character in such a lightness. You know what I mean? But what I really love also about this film is the ending where he has a subsequential fight against himself. It's Klump versus Buddy Love, and he's going from big to small, big to small. But it's not just the effects that looked really cool, but the underlying message. And ultimately, it's just you have to love yourself for who you are. You know what I'm saying? You cannot look for gratification from others. You have to self-encourage. You have to love yourself. It is important to love yourself. This film really pushes that in a very funny way. And I also love how it starts because Eddie Murphy is portraying his version of Richard Simmons, and that is great. The little dancing guy, that's great. It's hilarious, dude.
It's wild now when you see this film. The first thing you think of is when you hear that name, you think of Eddie Murphy's version.
Yes, yes, and that is a testament of a good remake when you can surpass the original. I mean, not to discredit the original film in any way, shape, or form, but there is such a thing of taking something good and making it better. We see it time and time again, and this is a perfect example of that.